Hello again, everybody. How are we all doing today? I am here again as promised. This is going to be a shorter video just because I don't have much on it. I'll explain some of my personal experiences along with some research that I've done over the last couple of days. This is about physical abuse, as promised. Shortly after this video, I will be posting one that I was requested to do by one of my subscribers, which I really greatly appreciate it as it's my first request. So it's good to know that word is getting out there and that I actually feel like I'm doing something good with this and I am making an impact on people. So, anyway, what is physical abuse? Well, based on my research and my experience, it can be anything up to but not limited to hitting, especially when it's repetitive, especially when it's not wanted, or leaving bruises or marks on somebody. Keep in mind, bruises, yeah, they go away, they fade eventually, but when you leave a mark on somebody, like whether it be from cutting them with a knife or scratching them, that scar is there for life. So if you're gonna sit there and try to tell somebody to get over something, especially like that, sometimes people just can't. Just like physical scars, we all have mental scars too. So either way, no matter how hard you might tell some of us to get over it, sometimes it's just not possible for us, no matter how much we might go to a doctor or seek help or get on medication or, whatever the case may be. Sometimes there's just no getting over it because guess what? It's always there to remind us, so keep that in mind. Next time you decide to go hit somebody that doesn't want it. Don't get me wrong, some people like the roughness. But that's a whole other topic. So again, as I'm saying, unwanted, okay? Unwanted. If somebody sits there and tells you no or stop, then respect them enough to do so. Especially if you're going to sit there and turn around and tell them you love them or care about them shortly after, or even if you've done so before you do that. Throwing things at people such as bricks, rocks, irons, pans, cups, plates, etc., etc. There's just so many different things, items, like, my brother's leveler here that he left in my room because he's helping me hang up a shelf. This is kind of heavy. That can hurt somebody too. Especially, again, if it's repetitive and it's unwanted, that's abuse. Again, if you care or love about somebody and you're doing this stuff to them, maybe you're the one that actually needs help. I'm just saying. The ones who keep sitting there and telling me, oh, you need help, you need help. Why? Because I can see through people's BS anymore because I've been through so much of it and I call you out on your crap and you don't like it? Well, that's what happens when you're abused, used, taken advantage of for so long. We all have our limits, even the nicest people do. Even the ones who do let you walk all over them because they don't want to say or do something that's going to hurt you because they have a kinder heart than you do. And they try to treat people the way they want to be treated. Shoving people, for instance, especially if it's intentional to push them down the stairs and hurt them even more, put them in the hospital, whatever. And again, if that's repetitive, or shoving them into a wall or table or whatever the nearest item is nearby, that's abuse, especially if you intend on actually hurting them. Pulling hair. And again, that's abuse, especially if it's unwanted. Notice I say unwanted because, again, there are people out there who do like that kind of roughness, depending on the situation, depending on the person, whatever. Spitting at people can even be considered physical abuse. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but It's a thing. So anyway, how do all these things affect people? They affect them because if and when somebody finally decides to want to love them, want to be with them, want to care for them, want to show them that there's, you know, no harm in being physically connected to each other, like wanting to give them a hug, wanting to give them a kiss, wanting to just cuddle with them, to comfort them, or anything like that, that person is going to be most resistant about it because they're not going to want anything to do with the person that they might actually be able to trust for the first time in their life to do it. Now, as for me, my physical abuse that I have endured, and my brother even tells people to this day that I got it worse out of all three of us kids. And this was by my adopted dad, who claimed to love me so much. I was his pretty girl, yada, yada, yada. But he was also an alcoholic, you know. So as we all know, maybe you don't, alcohol and drugs tend to change people for the worst, unfortunately. People get hateful, mean they don't realize what they're doing, whatever. So anyway, he used to literally find, it seemed like every time I turned around, he would find reasons to try to hit me. I mean, I get that in some ways he was disciplining, but at the same time, if you don't ask your child what's wrong with them before you go about to, you know, try to discipline them in your eyes, no, that's not disciplining. That's abuse. That's emotional abuse. That's neglecting their emotional needs. Somebody to talk to. Don't be like, oh, well, if you're going to cry, I'll give you something to cry about. No. Especially when they're a kid. You know, they're kids. They're going to cry. They're going to get upset. They're going to get hurt easily. Talk to them. Find out what is wrong. Show them that you actually care about their well-being. But don't just sit there and randomly try to find a reason to hit them because you're angry about something, or you hate yourself, or you've been through things yourself, or that's how your parents was raised, or raised you, whatever. There's a right way and a wrong way to raise your kids, discipline them, all of that. So, like, literally, I mean, yeah, I've been through bare butt spanking with a belt several times. Sometimes it was excessive to the point I ended up having marks on my ass. I've been through apologizing to people that I didn't even do anything to because they believed them over their own child, that I had done something wrong. That's also abuse. So for me, like, if I was ever a parent, which I'm not, but if I was ever a parent, I would honestly not punish a child unless I witnessed for myself firsthand that they did what the accuser was telling them that they did. Because it's not fair to the child. It's really not. I would sit them down and actually talk to them, find out what happened, and then go from there and figure out the proper next steps to disciplining or talking to them even more, or finding out, you know, what happened exactly and all that. So anyways, we all say that we just want our loved ones to be happy, right? That's what everybody seems to preach. Just be happy. Find out what makes you happy. Blah, 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 blah. But sadly, the world has made it to where most of us just aren't happy anymore. Whether it's been because we've been abused, used, taken advantage of, been in wishy-washy situationships, if you will. One minute they care, the next minute they don't, blah, 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 blah. Now that's their issues they need to work out on, you know. Well, if that's the case, then just stop hurting. Stop abusing people so we can find someone that we can trust and truly help make us happy. I mean, a lot of you are like, oh, you don't need anybody else, blah, blah, blah. You can do this on your own. We all have our needs. Physically, sexually, mentally. We all have our needs. And honestly, in my opinion, you're not brave or, more brave or more mature until you can actually admit that you can't do this on your own. You cannot. No matter how high your ego and pride is, thinking you're better than everybody and you got this, blah, 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 anything could happen to make you realize, oh crap, you're right, I can't do this. It's sad that it takes a tragedy such as 9/11 or forest fires or hurricanes and stuff like that. It's sad that it takes an event like that for people to actually come together and realize that, oh, maybe we do need each other, no matter how much we might not like this person or find this person attractive or this, that, and the other. We actually do need each other, because if we all put our heads together, if we actually work together, we can, in a positive way. Oh my gosh, imagine the things we could do, because we all have our own talents, right? It's just a matter of actually getting to know each other and wanting to get to know each other and learning from each other. So, just admit to yourself, you can't do this life on your own. You really can't. I don't care how stubborn you are. I don't care. Excuse me. I don't care how stubborn you are, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, what kind of job you have, so on and so forth. Even celebrities, even the president, the richest people out there who think they have it all, they can't do it on their own. Heck, they had to go through certain people to get to where they're at now. Obviously they need somebody to keep moving forward in their career, right? Yeah, okay. There you go. It's called supporting each other, encouraging each other. Anyway, so this is all I have to say about physical abuse. My next video is going to be regarding how to work through, deal with, cope with, however you want to work, or however you want to word it, the abuse and the effects that it has taken out on you. And then I'm going to go ahead and explain my other video. I'm debating on doing either a sexual abuse video like tomorrow, or defining exactly what depression really is and how much it could truly affect somebody. And how those of you who don't have depression or anxiety or don't want to admit that you have it can help us who do have it. So it's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think I should do a sexual abuse video after today, or should I do a depression video? So just let me know. And let me know between today and tomorrow, and I'll see what I can come up with for you all, okay? Also, I had noticed I have gotten a couple more subscribers since over the last couple of days since I haven't been on. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I wish I knew who some of you guys were, like, whatever, but I'm sure there's people on here that I know. But anyway, thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And remember, always be kind. It's really not that hard. It's really not.